Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Youth Assembly podcast, where everything that has been tailored about the youth is being discussed right here. So grab some popcorns and stay tuned whilst we have our discussion. Enjoy.
Okay, so today I am, you know her, me that you don't know, so, I am the voice in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are on, this is a solo podcast. And our conversation about what are we talking about, Seth?
I think how to balance your life as a Christian
on campus. Yeah, because I remember when I finished secondary school.
Okay.
I didn't go to university or like the tertiary institution immediately.
Okay.
I stayed home for 3 years.
Wow.
Before I continued. So it was like you saw the life on campus. When your friends go and then you are not going.
I feel weird.
Yeah, you graduate secondary school with people, then like when they come home and they are going back, like even that made me lose some friends.
Yeah, you'd be like, you're not part of the circle now because
like it's like all of a sudden the people you used to vibe with, you're no longer on the same level with them. The conversation, like your own opinions are like home opinions. So it's like you all of a sudden you are no longer into the thing. So I get it. Like after school, some friendships get ended because of these tertiary institutions. Some go here, friends change and all of that. So I get it. I remember my first time on campus when I eventually went. I felt overwhelmed. My first semester was an overwhelming semester.
Why?
The environment overwhelmed me.
Okay.
I felt like I wasn't fitting. Like it's like my 24 hours was not enough. What hours was like?
Well, it was exciting the first semester because it is the first time literally you're on your own. It's not boarding house where you are being regulated by some specific time schedules. You have house mistresses, you have dining and whatever. This time, no parents. Just you manage your feeding, your clothing, everything is just so, it was like a new adventure. Yes.
Sometimes when you're home, people like, I can't wait to finish secondary school so that I will go to university where I'm free.
Yeah.
Like, is that freedom? Is it easy to manage your freedom? Like when you get out of secondary school fresh and you enter into the university, like these days it's happening.
Yeah, you see, I also said some back in SHS because they're like, you see, in SHS, especially if you are a boarder, your time is being managed by some siren somewhere, some recorded siren somewhere. And what you want to do, you are not really getting the chance to do it. If you want to go out, you need an exit and you go and meet a house mistress where they'll be like, no exit and all those kind of things. So once you come to the uni and you're like, lectures, I can decide to go. Food, I decide to cook. If I don't want to cook, I decide to go out and buy. Like, no one tells me to sleep. No one tells me to wake up. No one actually forces me to do chores. So that's the kind of freedom. Like, I can go out and come back anytime without having to answer to anyone at all. Yes.
But I realize that particular freedom comes with responsibilities that sometimes we are not prepared for. Because, you see, your time management becomes your own business.
Yeah.
If you don't manage your time well, all of a sudden, 24 hours in a day does not feel like it's enough.
Yeah, that's to me, I think it's some of the values you pick from SHS that helps you to.
So what kind of values did you pick that really helped?
More of the time management, like you were saying, because back in SHS, you know that for my school, I think it was by 5:45, was it 5:30 or 5:45? You have to leave the dormitory to come to the classrooms to do plot work and start your day. So with this kind of knowledge, definitely you have a timetable in uni. So you look at your schedule for that day, then it helps you to plan. So assuming you have lectures starting from 8 a.m., they know that, okay, for me, I take 30 minutes to get ready, 1 hour to get ready. You factor in to help you know the time you have to wake up in order not to be late, because you have some lectures, once you are late, they sack you. So all those things, for the first few weeks, it would be hard because you are now adjusting, trying to find balance. But aside that, once you find your tune to things.
So I think my main issue is with the balancing, for the adjustment. Because some people, mine took like a whole semester for me to adjust.
Okay.
Some people, I don't know how long it takes, but it takes time to adjust yourself in the situation, like in the environment you find yourself. And university campus is very pressured. And that was what I really felt like. I felt like there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
From lectures to social life, mixing it with church life. Like we have students who actually feels like I came to learn, I didn't come to do church.
Yeah, that statement, you usually hear it a lot when you go out to do an acaso for the freshers when they come in. They'll be like, my mother told me to come and learn. My mother told me to come and learn.
But why do you think that is the case? Is it parents fearing that you might not be able to manage yourself well? So if you cannot balance yourself, focus on one thing.
That is a factor. But personally, I see it to be all about the individual and what you want. Because I know people, or I knew people back in uni that they'll go to the club and they'll come back, come and study, even after going to party. So meaning she found her balance, or they found their balance, sorry. So it's all about you, the individual, what you want in the school. Because you know yourself that, oh, for me, I study better at night, or for me, I use these number of hours to be able to help me to study, to understand what everyone understood better. So knowing yourself will help you find that balance between academics, social, and even church life.
I think that was a difficult balance.
Yeah.
That's a difficult balance. And if you're not disciplined with your time management, you will easily
feel pressured
on one side.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the things. It doesn't mean that we should also abandon the church life.
No.
Because I think that becomes some people's opinion that if I don't give myself too much into the church thing, I'll have time for my studies.
Let me ask this question. Those who didn't give church attention to church, no matter what, the grade you have, it's not as if the 2 hours you didn't take to spend time with God in church helped you to study. Last, if you do investigation, you realize that 2 hours, that if the person had come to church, at least would have
been better.
Yes, because probably the person would have slept, watched movies, or just whiled away time on social media. But if you go and call the person will use quizzes, assignments, group works as excuses.
So let's talk about like how did you see management? Like how did you see the management of your time that helped you? Because some of us, I didn't go to boarding house in secondary school. I was home throughout, and I went. So it's like I didn't have them, time for prep. Those you learn when you want to learn. So it wasn't really anything different. So how did you see time management for you?
Okay, personally, like I said, with the general school timetable helped, because it was out of that one that helped me to draw my plans for that semester every time. So assuming if I know that I have lectures from Monday to Friday, and on Mondays lectures close at say 4 for me, and I know that Mondays we have prayer meeting at 6:30. So between 4 to 6:30, if I would have to rest because I'd want to study later on, so I'll use that period between 4 to 6:30 to rest and eat, then get ready for prayers. Then after prayers, let's say after prayers 7:30, I'll stand to socialize for a while. So later by 8:39, I'm back in my hostel. Then I learn because I want to learn. Unless on that day I feel like I'm tired, so let me just drop the books. But if I want to learn, I'll definitely make time. I think you should also, for those of us who can't learn on our own, we should find group study partners.
Study partners.
Those ones really help because
I think even those who don't, what I saw on campus was that those who sometimes feel like they can't learn on their own, when it's exam time or mid-sem time, they seem to find the time to learn.
now
I mean, like
pressure.
on campus, I've never seen a time when the library was as busy as during exams period.
It's pressure.
If you don't go early, the library is full.
Yeah.
You have to leave. So it's like you realize that people really want to learn, can learn, but just that they don't feel like.
It's the pressure. You see, students, we like last minutes. So if you give a student an assignment for like 3 months, the person won't even touch it. So the deadline, the day of the deadline, and even down class, a few hours to it because we want that kind of pressure to help us, to motivate us to work faster. So yeah, that's also a factor because you would have all the time in the semester to do revisions, but some actually start, we call them last minute learners.
Oh, like me and my people, last minute learners, we are here. Because like it's always like a point. Yeah. We always find it's running. Almost all academic students find this phenomenon in works. Like people learn better when it's close to exams time.
When you see the exam timetable that you know that 17th we have paper at 3 o'clock, then you actually feel ginger to it.
That's the point. So we're talking about balanced life. How do you balance your spirituality with your academics? How did you do this? Like, how was it for you?
Okay, I'd say it's all about priorities. What you want to do. Because in as much as I didn't say spend your whole time doing church, I didn't also say spend your whole time doing academics. There should be a balance in between. Because
okay, let's talk about like what do we mean by a balance in between?
Balance in between is I mean it in this way that you should know that you came to school to learn, although you didn't come to do ministry, as people will say. Yes, you're in school to learn, you're there to get a certificate. But in as much as you're having certificates, you should have another thing, because even the lecturers themselves will advise you to find extracurricular activities and all. So if it's not a group you join and you're in church, you should know that, oh, this is time for church, this is time for books. So you don't abuse the time for church for books, and you don't abuse the time for books for church.
So practically you're saying that finding the balance is finding a way of managing your time such that you have time to do both.
Yes.
Without one overlapping on it. But there's always a way of there will be an overlap.
It wouldn't be all the time. Maybe just
sometimes one program be like that. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like throughout the whole week or that whole semester you'll be doing programs back to back, or you'll be writing quizzes back to back. It will just be those ones in the moment.
So is it possible to do balance? Like is it possible to balance your academics and your spiritual life on campus without sacrifice?
Like I'm saying, there are times maybe you'd have a program, especially if you play an active role in church. Let's say you are a leader, you sing, you are part of the arts ministry and all. You see, when it's time for program, those people are usually involved because they do all night rehearsals, so those are the times maybe the sacrifice of maybe your study time will come in, or maybe an assignment time or something like that will come in. But aside that, when the program is done and dusted with, you go back to default settings.
Okay, so I think what I saw for my time, I never did campus ministry.
Okay.
I was in a home church.
Okay.
So I had to do, normal prayer meetings, go to midweek services and all those services. But I did it off campus, not on campus.
Okay.
So I didn't have that campus experience.
Okay.
But what I saw was that you would have to learn how to manage yourself, have time for God equally, and have time for your academic life.
Okay.
Because I think in general in life, you must always, even after school, you must always learn how to manage your time for God and also for other things that your career and other things. Because there will always be a conflict between the two.
And I think one thing people don't really know is if you want to build any particular set of skills, the best place I can recommend, especially in uni, is in the church or maybe a group.
Let's
say
talk about that.
A faculty association, but the church is one of the best places. You see, on campus, it's just students throughout. No head pastor from anywhere comes. You wouldn't find.
So you're able to use your initiatives.
Yes. You didn't find a deacon or an elder, like a grown person who's not a student, coming to really take charge of the affairs as compared to local
home setting.
Churches or home setting. So you see students being presidents, vice presidents, you see them being counseling heads, you see them being, even the act of public speaking, you can learn it. You just join maybe the art departments, they'll train you in spoken word, they'll train you to get rid of that whole shyness. I'm shy, I can't speak in front of people.
The last time, you remember the last time we went to the campus?
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of the ladies and she was like, she's shy. And I was telling that you are a university student, level 300. You are shy. What are you going to do in the corporate world? Because it's like, if you are shy to talk as a university student, I don't know how you will manage to succeed in an interview.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be shy when somebody is sitting in front of you asking you questions.
Something like
your confidence comes in when you are also like, you get my point.
Something like this. If you want on UMAT, let me speak for UMAT because that's where I went. For the churches, when it's time for handing over, before you are handed over to, you go for vetting. So it's more like a job interview, but for a role. So you go there and you are seated down and you're asked questions about the kind of role you want. And it kind of trains you because you go there and it'll surprise you that you see people you laugh with on the regular and the kind of questions they ask you. You are like, this person actually knows my life. So why is he now?
Eunice, why are you asking me this kind of
Yes.
And you can't say anything too because it's their job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those kind of circumstances or opportunities kinds of build your confidence and all.
I like one thing you said, that one of the best places to build some capacities, some skills is the church on campus. Because like some opportunities you may never get in a local church.
Very true. Maybe you will never get to preach, you never get to sing, you never get to dance, you never get to even hold a camera in your local church. But on campus, once you get there, they'll tell you, oh, what do you want to do? Even how to learn how to operate the instruments, the mixer, whatever. You can learn it on campus. You just go tell the protocol head that, oh, I want to be part. Oh, the drama head. You can learn how to write a drama script. You can learn how to do some drama. You can learn how to do some spoken words. Anything at all. You get, when missions time, you get to know how to speak to people and all. And so many soft skills you can learn whilst in the church, provided you are interested and you are willing. So
let's talk about the interested and willingness. Like, why do you think some students are not interested in getting involved with church stuff on campus?
They have the notion to me that the church will take all their time, however, their books. That is
the fear of failing.
Yeah, the fear of failing.
And blame it on what? You went to school to do church instead of you to pay attention and learn.
Yeah.
But is that a reality? Because there are people we know that were in the campus and were active in church stuff and still graduated with first class.
Yeah.
So it's not really the church that makes you not able to pass or get the kind of grace you want, but your personality and your discipline to balance, the balance that we were talking about initially.
Yeah.
But sacrificing church for academics, I would say is not the wisest choice for a Christian on campus.
Because at the end of the day, your parents or your guardian or whoever is sponsoring your education expects a certificate from you. That's a good one.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So I think we are trying to get the understanding that you need to have a balanced life as a Christian on campus.
Yeah.
Having a balanced life is knowing how to apportion time for spiritual things and time for your academic life. But in our advocacy on this particular podcast, we want to advocate for you that take advantage of the opportunity school gives you to learn skills that are not going to be taught in the classroom.
Right.
But you get the opportunity to learn it on the church or in the denominations you belong to, the Christian circles that you get involved with. And I mean, so what do you feel like about Christians in campus leadership? How is that? What was your experience with them? Like, I know of somebody in my time who was who became the president of my faculty, if I'll call it like that, who is a Pentecost deacon or elder now, married with children. He did excellent work. We all campaigned for him during that time. So, like, what was your experience like, church people in campus leadership?
Okay. Well, some did marvelously well, and others too went and disgraced.
Now that is the point now.
Yeah, because there were instances where, because the person was from church, the Christians all rallied behind her and voted, and they did well. And there was another instance where the person was from church, was I think even a leader, and he came to do measurably.
Failed badly. So look, so let's talk about that. If that happens, what happens to the body of Christ on campus? Or the narrative on campus becomes what?
It becomes like, so if this one claims he's from church and that's what he's doing, that would have been better we pick someone who we know is just like one of us. Yeah. So
I think at one point in time, I heard of such a situation on one of our campuses in Ghana here, where the Christians rallied around the Muslim, because the previous guy who was a Christian who went and got the SRC leadership, the guy chopped money, messed up big time to the point where they felt like the Muslim was more disciplined than the Christian.
Yeah.
So they rallied around who was competent, and like the whole matter was like, we would rather vote for this one than go and vote for another Christian who will go and disgrace us again.
It happens. And once again, we sometimes forget that the person is human.
No, like, a Christian in campus leadership, your life is an example.
Sometimes the person became just committed in church for that purpose.
Okay. Then I agree with you.
Yes.
They faked spirituality on campus just to get their church on their side.
I wouldn't say...
Just as our normal politicians are doing now.
Yeah, they'll fake commitments in church for, let's say, if they would run for an office in the, let's say, level 300, maybe beginning level 200 first semester or second semester, they'll start showing commitments.
They show up.
They show up and all. Or even in that level 300, first semester before election semester, they show commitment. So you get the attention that, oh, this guy now comes to church, this guy now is doing well in church and all that. Then you get to know that, oh, he's an agenda boy, she's an agenda girl.
Hey, what's the meaning of that one? No, explain it. I just want to understand.
No, it's just a term.
He's in for a reason.
Like,
Anna.
it's a term on UMAT campus for those who want to enter the politics, the campus politics.
Oh, okay. Those are agenda boys and girls.
Yes.
Okay. You're learning.
So that is the notion. So you get to know that because he came for this and that reason, that's why. Because some of them, after elections, you see that
Don't see them again
in church again.
And I think that is the so will you say that the churches sometimes should be able to design and know that no, this guy, let's leave him alone?
Yeah.
Because sometimes somebody can fake it for a whole year, but then those around them know that this guy is into politics.
Yeah.
He's not really into the church thing.
Yes. So I think one thing the church leaders on campus should be mindful of is endorsing such people. So that at the end of the day,
when it goes bad,
it wouldn't be like it was the president who told us to vote for
him.
This person because he's a member of our church. That is why. So you should be able to, because when it comes like that, because he's from the denomination, you are forced, or yes, you are somehow forced to endorse him, because if you don't do that, you'll be like, Anna, the church people didn't even support me when I wanted to contest.
Okay.
Yes. So the president shouldn't really take a bold stand to be like, oh, everybody vote for person A as he's running for SRC president. But you can just do campaign for him in your small, church, as we all know, this
like it happens in real life, in a home setting, normal politics.
Oh, he's here and he is contesting for this and that. So let's listen to his manifesto, whatever, policies and whatever. And if you want to vote, but the president or whoever is in charge shouldn't say,
this is our own.
This is our own. So just because he is from this denomination, we should vote for him or not.
And I think that's an advice to all campus leaders. If you are a Christian on campus, okay, let's advise Christians on campus. What would be, as your experience on campus has been, if you're talking to a Christian on campus, what will you tell them?
I'd say try as much as possible. Yes, do the best you can to find that balance, because you, at the end of the day, your parents or whoever is taking care of you is expecting a certificate. But don't let one take over or lead the other. You have to get to know God on campus, and you also have to get to know your books on campus as well. And in doing so, God himself will show you how best we can balance the two out. Yes, so that is my advice.